Nature is an awe-inspiring system that brings together all the forces of the universe. All of mankind's discoveries and inventions can be traced back to nature. By making use of the forces of nature, human beings have been able to drastically change the course of life on Earth. Sri Lanka, a nation blessed with nature's bounty in early 80s, at the threshold of rapid economic development, experimented with a technology development for its own power sector. A company was set up to innovate all things possible so that Sri Lanka can be self-reliant on its needs in making available quality power at an affordable price to its people. LTL originated as a joint venture of Ceylon Electricity Board, the state-owned power utility of Sri Lanka, and ABB, the electrical engineering multinational. LTL's culture and technical approach has always been influenced by its international partners. LTL Holdings. LTL Holdings has today developed as the most internationally recognized engineering group in Sri Lanka, with a net worth of approximately $500 million. It is exceptional to note that its scope has exceeded the Sri Lankan context and has reached out to international markets, thereby establishing a strong Sri Lankan identity in the power sector in several markets overseas. In order to provide an effective service, the operations have been segregated into four main areas, which are manufacturing, power infrastructure development, power generation and maintenance of power infrastructure. Lanka Limited is the largest independent power generation company in Sri Lanka. The LTL Group today owns and operates more than 400 megawatts of power plants and is also the operations and maintenance contractor of these power plants. 30% of Sri Lanka's electrical energy generation is supplied by LTL. As the EPC and O&M contractor, LTL has the impeccable record of superior operational records of all its power plants. Lanka initially entered the power sector in 1997 by constructing its first independent diesel power plant in Sri Lanka in close proximity to Colombo. It generates 24 megawatts of power. Heladanavi Power Plant, the second independent power producer of Lanka, is a joint venture between Lanka Limited and Hemas PLC of Sri Lanka in 2003. The plant holds an impeccable record of over 24,000 trouble-free operating hours. Average plant availability has been more than 95%. In 2006, the government of Sri Lanka entrusted Lanka to carry out the fast-track construction of a 300 megawatts combined cycle power plant to meet forecast deficit in 2008. The government proposal was to operate it in auto diesel as Sri Lanka does not have natural gas. However, Lakdanavi engineering team did its own research and instead suggested furnace oil as an alternative fuel. Having completed construction in a record 3 years period in 2010, the 300 megawatts power plant has now completed more than 3 years of extremely satisfactory operations. It is one of the very few HFO-operated combined cycle power plants in the world and has acted as a reference power plant for GE USA, who supply the equipment. In recognition of its unique engineering skills demonstrated in the construction of Kedavalapitiya Power Plant, LTL was presented with the prestigious Gold Award in 2008 for the Best Independent Power Producer in the Asian region at the Asian Power Awards organized by the Asia Power magazine. In the same year, our company was presented with the award for Best Engineering Organization in the Infrastructure Development category at the Engineering Excellence Award ceremony of the Institute of Engineers of Sri Lanka. Hydropower generation. Lakdanavi Private Limited is Sri Lanka's foremost renewable energy development institution. Nivindu Beliul Oil Power Plant. Lakdanavi operates a hydropower plant with a 2.2 megawatt capacity, centering Beliul Oil on behalf of Nivindu Private Limited. Nivindu Asupini Ella Aranaka Power Plant. The power plant, with a 4 megawatt capacity, consists of two 2 megawatt turbines and is operated by Lanka Transformers. Wind power. LTL's wind power projects are capable of generating 15 megawatts of electricity and has demonstrated very high power generation capacity. LTL is one of the main private power generating companies in South Asia. LTL is engaged across the whole value chain of power infrastructure from generation to distribution. LTL's entry into high voltage power transmission line construction was in the late 90s. Acting firstly as an understudy to ABB Norway, LTL quickly established its resource base, both in men and machine in this sector. Despite heavy international competition, LTL has been able to secure majority of the high voltage transmission projects constructed in Sri Lanka in the past decade. Today it has developed capabilities up to 220 kV overhead and underground projects. Power substations. Like in transmission lines, LTL also has mastered substation construction. It has a specialized team for design and erection in these activities. During the last 5 years, LTL has constructed more than 20 projects ranging from 33 kV to 220 kV and capacities up to 300 MVA. LTL Transformers. LTL began in 1982 as a distribution transformer manufacturer. Having ABB as the technical partner, LTL has designed and manufactured the entire need of Sri Lanka's distribution transformer needs during the last 3 decades. It manufactures more than 4,000 transformers per year, up to 3,000 kVA capacity. More than 50% of this production is exported to 25 countries around the world. LTL has export experience for distribution transformers since 2002 and currently exports to a range of countries spanning across the United Kingdom, Australia, United Arab Emirates, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, Jordan, Mauritius and Ethiopia. All LTL transformers are type tested for short circuit failure in Kema, Netherlands.
Today, all transformers in the system in Sri Lanka has been supplied by Lanka Transformers. Lanka Transformers not only manufactured transformers, we went in for various other sectors as well, as for example, transmission, distribution, and even power generation. Lanka Transformers was the pioneer in private power generation in Sri Lanka.
LTL galvanizers, constructing steel towers and structures. As a backward integration for transformers to facilitate pole-mounted transformer installation, LTL in 1991 started a hot-dip galvanizing facility. Over the years, enhancing its scope, it has turned out to be the only quality-controlled galvanizer and steel fabricator in Sri Lanka, now serving several sectors of the economy such as telecom industry, marine, construction industry, as well as high-voltage transmission and substation construction. The new galvanizing facility of LTL consists of a production capacity of 10 metric tons per day with German technology. LTL engages in its production and service delivery according to high international standards. LTL has been conscious of its environmental responsibilities, going beyond legal requirements. All the installations of LTL have green environments. LTL has been awarded the internationally accepted ISO 9001-2008 for Quality Management System, OSHA's 18001-2007 for Occupational Health and Safety Management System, and ISO 14001-2004 for Environmental Management System. Globalization of LTL's products and services started a decade ago. Due to its strong belief in quality and customer care, it has now secured a strong presence in several Asian, Mid-Eastern and African markets. LTL has constructed 2 100 megawatts of thermal power plants for Bangladesh's national grid. These 2 power plants have been completed in a record 7-month period by LTL. Since then, LTL has further expanded its power generation footprint in Bangladesh by investing in 2 50-megawatt power plants. LTL is a major construction company in East Africa in the rural electrification projects. LTL is developing more than 4,000 kilometers long 33 kV transmission line projects in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. LTL has very high ethical standards in all its transactions and has been able to secure the confidence of major global lending agencies. LTL wish to thank you for the time shared in viewing our profile. We wish you had a good overall understanding of ourselves. Further information can be obtained from our website www.ltl.lk or by contacting us on info@ltl.lk. We would be most pleased to do so. LTL Holdings Private Limited, number 67 Park Street, Colombo 2, Sri Lanka.